All right, welcome back to day two
Good morning,
of the Ringers Western Gold Buckle Camp Draft Championship, and we're already underway. Just a quick recap on yesterday's results. We have Mark Buttsworth on One Stylish Pepto with a 91.67 to win the round. We also had Wyatt Young on Metallic Storm with a 90 in second position, and Matt Holtz on Taraway Grace, as well as Matt Beaches, Wyatt Young, Troy Palmer, all on 89.67. So they were at top of our leaderboards. But what was also interesting from yesterday is we had a great line of cattle, some really cracking runs, and the averages are right up there. Peter Bolton with 5 runs on an 88.07 average, which is just unbelievably good camp drafting, as well as Pete Kaminsky with 12 runs with an 84.22. And then Wyatt Young, who had a fantastic day yesterday with 11 runs, averaging 75.24. Ben Hall makes a big trip down south, and he had 7 runs for a 74.76. So those are some of the more consistent guys here yesterday that were running around on these fantastic line of Hereford steers. And as you can see, we've started right on time on day 2. It's going to be a big day today with the second round of the Ringers Western Gold Buckle Camp Draft Championship, and then it's going to be the first round of the cutout feature, which will be at the conclusion of the second round. So there's a lot of camp drafting on today. There's a big day of live streaming, and we'll be bringing you all the action from the Ringers Western Gold Buckle Camp Draft Championship.
All-Star Famous Acres, a nomination from the Marshall Welsh family. Robbie and his lovely wife Rose live up there at Inverell. On course for Robbie Block, riding All-Star Famous Acres into the camp. Number 4, Mark Buttsworth, 1 Stylish Pepto. Please stand by. Number 5, Shane Palmer, Tass's Covered Girl. 6 will be Tim McCarthy's La Storm. 7, Brett Welsh, Son of Hercules. And 8, Terry Hall, riding Hazelwood Company Jewels. Working outside though, this is competitor number 3 in this second round of the Warringah Park Gold Buckle. Robbie Block and All-Star Famous Acres. Nomination owned by the Marshall Welsh family. And look at that, we'll have our first score on the board for you, Robbie.
So we have now the leader from yesterday's round 1, Mark Buttsworth, and 1 Stylish Pepto in the camp draft. And Mark Buttsworth is a fellow Ringers Western rider as well as a Foresight rider. We interviewed Butsy yesterday with this horse, or about this horse, and is nearly at the ripe old age of 20. He's really just coming into his prime. Gave a great plug and a shout out to Foresight for keeping this horse fresh and youthful, as we see a great cutout as we usually expect to see from this great combination. He's got a cracking first peg so far. He'll be really excited to put 2 rounds together and hopefully see them back in the clean slate semi-final, and then have their shot at the Ringers Western Gold Buckle Camp Draft Championship $100,000 prize check. And there's a cracking round for a cracking combination.
Competitor number 5, Shane Palmer's Tassa's Cover Girl, scoring a 21.67 for cut out, 60.33 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 86. Unfortunately, no points in round 1, so 86 points is your score. Shane Palmer's Tassa's Cover Girl.
On course for Kempsey competitor number 6, Tim McCarthy, riding La Storm. La Storm is an open mare ridden by the whole family. She's been second in the Canning Downs up there at Warwick, and we wish them well today. This is Tim McCarthy and La Storm. Competitor number 6 into the yard. Brett Welsh is waiting on cattle on Son of Hercules. Standby number 8, Terry Hall, Hazelwood Company Jewels. 9 will be Matthew Whip's Breeze. 10, Tommy Williamson, Miss and Metallic. 11, Peter Bolton, Reflex. And 12, Pat Hardwick, Cool Runnings. How about it, folks? Another 4-pointer on the board. We're running a pretty good average here this morning. We will have a score through shortly for Tim McCarthy, La Storm.
That's right, Heidi. 5 from 5 so far this morning. Tim McCarthy, Lee Storm, 21.33 for cutout, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points, 87.33 round score, 86.67 yesterday, grand total 174. 174 points for Tim McCarthy and La Storm. Competitor number 7, Brett Welsh, Son of Hercules, scoring a 21 for the cutout. Put it with a 77.33 out of round 1. That'll be grand total of 98.33 score there for Brett Welsh and Son of Hercules. You're watching now Terry Hall with Hazelwood Company Jewel.
Company Jewel is a novice mare owned by Terry and Chris Hall. She is by their sire in Hazelwood Conman, the horse that has impacted our industry so much, and out of that great Tasselina mare in Tassel Little Jewel. Terry's got 2 gold cups at home, he's got 4 grandfather clocks and everything else, but unfortunately today we can't give you much more than a cutout score there, Terry. It will come through with your aggregate in 2 seconds. We'll move to competitor number 9, Matthew Whip, Breeze. Tommy Williamson, stand by on Miss and Metallic, number 10. 11 will be Peter Bolton, Reflex. And 12, Pat Hardwick, Cool Runnings.
Last competitor number 8, Terry Hall, Hazelwood Company Jewel, scoring 19.67 for the cutout. Put it with an 85.33 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total of 105. 105 points, Terry Hall with Hazelwood Company Jewel. You're watching now Mr. Matthew Whip. He's competitor number 9. Tommy Williamson, you be ready at number 10. Last competitor number 9, Matthew Whip, scoring a 21 points. Put it with a 20 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total of 41 points for Matthew Whip and Breeze. In on camp now, you're watching competitor number 10, Tommy Williamson with Miss and Metallic. Number 11, Peter Bolton with Reflex. You be ready. You are next in.
On course for young Tommy Williamson, only 17 years of age. One of our younger competitors here this week has made the trip down with his family from Glen Innes. Tommy will be followed by 11, Peter Bolton, Reflex, stand by 12, Pat Hardwick. Likewise, 13, Kimberley Salmon, Highway to Hell, and Ken Bolton, who will ride at 14 on Obenvale Alamo.
Last competitor number 10, Tommy Williamson with Missin Metallic, scoring a further 21 points. Put it with a 16.33 out of round one. That'll be a grand total of 37.33 for Tommy Williamson's Missin Metallic. You're watching now competitor number 11, Peter Bolton and Reflex. Number 12 will be Pat Hardwick with Cool Running. You be at the gate, please.
Peter Bolton we watch riding Reflex. Peter comes from Hayfield down there in Victoria. Had a good day yesterday. Looking to build on it here this morning in this second round of the Willinga Park Gold Buckle Camp Draft. Pat Hardwick's looking over his cattle at number 12 on Cool Runnings. Standby 13, Kimberley Salmon, Highway to Hell. And 14 will be Ken Bolton on Open Vale Alamo. Troy Palmer, you'll ride at 15 on Idaho. And 16, Lindsay Hindle, Strawberry Boons. Looking now for a gate, though. This is competitor number 11, Peter Bolton, riding Time, riding Reflex. That was Time. Thank you, judges. We'll have a score for you shortly, Pete.
Last competitor number 11, Peter Bolton and Reflex, scoring a 21.33 for cutout, 51 for horsework, another 3 course points, grand total 75.33. Put it with a round one score of 88. That'll be a grand total of 163.33. 163.33. Peter Bolton's Reflex. In on camp. Competitor number 12, Pat Hardwick with Cool Runnings. Kimberley Salmon, you be ready with Highway to Hell. You're number 13 at the gate. Competitor number 12, Pat Hardwick and Cool Running, scoring a 19.67 for cutout. Put it with an 80 out of round one. That'll give you a grand total of 99.67 full round score. 99.67 for Pat Hardwick and Cool Runnings. In on camp, you're watching competitor number 13, Kimberley Salmon with Highway to Hell. Number 14, Ken Bolton with Open Vale Alamo.
Working in camp, this is competitor number 13, Kimberley Salmon, riding Jamie Gray's entry, Highway to Hell. Kimberley's made the trip down from Bow Desert. Highway to Hell is a stallion by Dual Ray, out of that wonderful impact mare in One Hell of a Spin. He is owned by Jamie Gray. Looking here for a second peg in the second round of the Willinga Park Gold Buckle, Kimberley Salmon and Highway to Hell. Ken Bolton looking over his cattle, competitor number 14 on Open Vale Alamo. Standby 15, Troy Palmer, Binia, Idaho. 16 will be Lindsay Hindle, Strawberry Boons, and 17, Zane Haberman's Goose. That was competitor number 13, Kimberley Salmon and Highway to Hell.
Last competitor number 13, Kimberley Salmon with Highway to Hell, scoring 16.33 for cutout. 60.33 were the horsework, another 4 course points, grand total of 80.66. Put with a 79.67 out of yesterday, out of round 1, that'll be a grand total of 160.33. 160.33 for Kimberley Salmon and Highway to Hell. You're watching outside now, competitor number 14, Ken Bolt with Obenvale Alamo. Troy Palmer, you're next in at competitor number 15 with Binia, Idaho. Last competitor number 14, Ken Bolden with Obenvale Alamo, scoring a 22 for cutout, 58.67 for horsework, another 3 course points, grand total 83.67. Put it with an 84 out of round 1, that'll be a grand total of 167.67. 167.67 points for Ken Bolton and Obenvale Alamo. You are watching now. Competitor number 15, part of the Willinga team here, Troy Palmer and Binia, Idaho. Waiting at the gate, number 16, Lindsay Hindle with Strawberry Booms.
In camp, this is cooler competitor Troy Palmer riding Binia, Idaho. Nomination owned by Troy and Fee Palmer. Idaho is a 13-year-old gelding by Binia ID. Impressive Destiny, that lovely horse we saw Troy campaign for many, many years. And he is out of Binia Hostess. He's an open horse. Won plenty of ladies, plenty of opens. Looking here this morning to put a score together. This is Troy Palmer and Binia, Idaho, competitor number 15. 16, Lindsay Hindle, please stand by on Strawberry Boons. Likewise, 17, Zane Haberman's Goose, and 18, Chris Nicholson, Palmer's Maybelline. On course proper though, this is competitor number 15, Troy Palmer and Binia, Idaho.
Last competitor number 15, Troy Palmer and Binia, Idaho, scoring a 21 for cutout, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 87 points. Put it with a 21.33 out of round 1, that'll be a grand total 108. 108.33 for Troy Palmer and Binia, Idaho. You are watching now competitor number 16, Lindsay Hindle with Strawberry Burns, Zane Haberman with Goose, your number 17 at the gate, please. Last competitor number 16, Lindsay Hindle, scoring a further 21 points, 21 for the cutout. Put it with a 15.67 out of round 1, that'll be grand total at 36.67 points. 36.67 for Lindsay Hindle and Strawberry Boons. In on camp now, you're watching the competitor number 17, Zane Haberman and Goose. Number 18, Chris Nicholson and Palmer's Maybelline.
Springshore competitor Zane Haberman we watch. He is riding his gelding Goose. Goose is a 9-year-old horse. He's by that Siren One More Playboy and out of Dove. a lovely mare that we all saw win literally 30 drafts. So she was a wonderful mare, a mare we all enjoyed Zane having much success on. And here is a son from her by one more Playboy, a horse called Goose. Big shout out to Kerry and Rose, who'd be watching the live stream back there at Moseley Hills at Springshaw. On course now, Zane Haberman, competitor number 17, riding Goose. 18 into the camp, please. Chris Nicholson, Palmer's Maybelline. 19, David Thorne, sort of smooth, stand by. Likewise, 20, Bill Carey and Telly. 21 will be Philip Collins Clover. 22, Wyatt Young, Liberty Silver Rain. And 23, Jamie Gray, Gunning Down. Heading around his second peg, though. This is competitor number 17, Zane Haberman, riding Goose.
The last competitor number 17, Zane Haberman and Goose, scoring a 21.33 for cutout. 62.33 were the horsework, another 4 course points there, Zane. Grand total, 87.66. Put it with an 81.66 out of round 1. Grand total of 169.33. 169.33 for Zane Haberman and Goose. When the camp is clear, we will have competitor number 18, Chris Nicholson with Palmer's Maybelline. Dave Thorne, you be ready. You are number 19 with Sort of Smooth, and Bill Carey, you're number 20 with Telly.
Chris Nicholson we watch, competitor number 18, riding Palmer's Maybelline. Maybelline is a 5-year-old mare by Palmer's El Condo.
Last competitor number 18, Chris Nicholson with Palmer's Maybelline, scoring a 20.67 for cutout. Put it with a 19 out of round 1. That'll be grand total of 39.67. 39.67 points for Chris Nicholson's Palmer's Maybelline. You're watching now Mr. David Thorne as competitor number 19 with a horse called Sorta Smooth.
David Thorne comes from Wallenbean and is riding Sorta Smooth. Entry owned by Tracy and Kirk Nicholson. Sorta Smooth is a colt by Smooth as a Cat out of Rooster's Little Darlin. Looking here for a second peg. This is David Thorne and Sorta Smooth, competitor number 19. Bill Carey moves into the yard, number 20 on telly. 21, Phil Collins, standby on Clover. Likewise 22, Wyatt Young and Liberty Silver Rain.
The last competitor number 19, David Thorne and Sort of Smooth, scoring 22.67 for cutout, 58.33 for horsework. Another 4 course points there, Dave. Grand total 85 points. With an 87 out of round 1, that'll be a 172. 172 points for David Thorne's nomination in Sort of Smooth. You're watching now competitor number 20, Mr. Bill Carey, with his nomination in Telly, and number 21 will be Philip Collins with Clover. Wyatt Young, don't be far away. You're number 22 with Liberty Silver Rain.
Gundawindi competitor we watch, Bill Carey riding Telly. Bill says he's a good gelding. He's an open horse. Bill and Jill and the family make their home up there at Gundawindi. Made the big trek down. It was worth it, Billy. Score will come through for Bill Carey and Telly. Competitor number 21 moves into the yard. This is Philip Collins riding Clover. Wyatt Young's at the gate. Stand by 23, Jamie Gray.
Last competitor number 20, Bill Carey with Telly, scoring a 22 for cat out, 62 for horsework at 4 course points. Grand total 88 with an 83.66 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total of 171.67. 171.67 for Bill Carey's Telly. You're watching now competitor number 21, Philip Collins with Clover. 22 would be on the camp, Mr. Wyatt Young with Liberty Silver Rain. Number 23, Jamie Gray, be ready with Gunning Down. Competitor number 21, Philip Collins with Clover, scoring a further 19.33 for his cutout. For a 17 in round 1, that'll be a grand total of 36.33. 36.33 for Philip Collins' Clover. You are watching now competitor number 22, Wyatt Young with Liberty Silver Rain. Waiting at the gate will be competitor number 23, Jamie Gray with Gunning Down.
Tamworth competitor, Wyatt Young, riding Liberty Silver Rain. Liberty Silver Rain is an open mare. She's a winner of multiple junior and juvenile drafts. And we were all just discussing what a good day Wyatt had yesterday. I'm sure he'd like to open his account this morning with something very similar. And it's shaping up just that way, heading across, looking for a gate in this second round. It's as easy as that. Good job, Earp. We'll have a score coming through for Liberty Silver Rain and Wyatt Young.
Competitor number 22, Wyatt Young with Liberty Silver Rain, 21 for cutout, 63 for horsework, another 4 course points there, Wyatt, 88 points. Put it with an 8-8 at a round 1, that'll be a 176 point round. 176, 2-round score for Wyatt Young's Liberty Silver Rain. In on camp now, you're watching competitor number 23, Jamie Gray with Gunning Down. Dean Rogers with Summer Rain. Be at the gate, you are number 24. Last competitor number 23, Jamie Gray, and Gunning Down, scoring a 21 point per cutout. With it with an 84.33 out of round 1, that'll be grand total of 105.33. 105.33 for Jamie Gray and Gunning Down.
Dean Rogers and BR Summer Rain are on course now. Competitor number 24. Summer Rain is a 15-year-old Dual mare. She's an open mare, has won numerous camp drafts and cutouts, and is ridden by the whole family. One of those valued horses on our trucks. This is BR Summer Rain, owned and ridden by Dean Rogers, competitor number 24. 25 moves into the camp, Hugh Miles and Connie. Stand by 26, Scarlett Chaston, Sunland Digger. 27 will be Lockie Sims, Highway Heaven CD, and Ben Edwards, you'll ride at 28 on Sprite. Thanks, Dean. We will have a score for Dean Rogers and Summer Rain very shortly.
The last competitor number 24, Dean Rogers and BR Summer Rain, scoring a 21.33 for cat out, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 87.33. Put it with an 81.67 out of round 1, that'll be a grand total, a 2-round score of 169. 169 neat points for Dean Rogers and BR Summer Rain. You are watching now, selecting cattle, competitor number 25, Mr. Hugh Miles with Connie. Scarlett Chatson, you're next in at number 26 with a Sunland Digger.
Tamworth competitor Hugh Miles looking over his cattle. Hugh rides his entry, Connie. She's a novice mare by a Millionaire Chick, and out of that great mare, Terry and Chris Hall's Con Girl, who is also here competing. Hugh had a good day yesterday. He's looking to build on that today. This is Hugh Miles. Makes his home up there at Tamworth. Hugh will be followed by 26, Scarlett Chaston, Sugarland Digger, stand by 27, Lockie Sim, Highbrow Heaven CD.
Last competitor number 25, Hugh Miles with Connie, scoring a 21.33 for cut out, 59.33 for horsework. Another 4 course points there, Hugh. 84.66. Put it with an 86.67 out of round 1. That'll be grand total 171.33. 171.33 for Hugh Miles as Connie. You're on camp now. When the camp is clear, we will have competitor number 26, Scarlett Chatson with Sunland Digger. Number 27 will be Lockie Sim with Highbrow Heaven CD. 28 will be Ben Edwards and Sprite. And number 29 will be John Mitchell with Chicken Man.
Working in camp now, this is competitor number 26, Scarlett Chaston, riding Sunland Digger. Digger is a 20-year-old gelding by Knights Top That, won his first open draft 16 years ago. Scarlett is one of our young competitors. She's only 17 years old, comes from Albury, and one of the highlights of her career to this point is winning the juniors at the Man from Snowy River this year. So a great achievement from Scarlett. She's doing a good job out here too, putting together a round in this second round of the Wallinga Park Gold Buckle. This is Scarlett Chaston riding Sunland Digger. And just like that, folks, a lovely run there from one of our young competitors. We will have a score for you shortly, Scarlett.
The last competitor number 26, Scarlett Chatson with Sunland Digger, scoring a 21 for cutout, 60.67 for horsework. Another 4 course points there, Scarlett. Grand total 85.67. Put it with a 21 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total of 106.67. 106.67 points, Scarlett Chatson with Sunland Digger. You're watching now competitor number 27, Lockie Sim with Highbrow Heaven CD. Next in the yard will be number 28, Ben Edwards with Sprite John Mitchell. Don't be far away with Chicken Man, you're number 29.
Lockie made the trip over from Holbrook in New South Wales. He is riding Heaven CD, a highbrow CD mare from Peppy from Heaven. He's a 2-time NCCA rider title qualifier, and he's done a good job there this morning, Lock. We'll have a score for you shortly, Lockie. Lockie Sim and Highbrow Heaven CD. Ben Edwards, you're in the camp on Sprite. Stand by John Mitchell's Chicken Man. Likewise, Zeb Pearce on I'm a Smart One.
The last competitor number 27, Lockie Sim with Highbrow Heaven CD, scoring 21.67 for cutout, 60.67 for horsework. Another 4 course points, grand total 86.34. Put it with a 77.33 out of round 1. That'll be grand total 163.67. 163.67 points. You are now watching competitor number 28, Ben Edwards with Sprite. John Mitchell will be on the camp at number 29 with Chicken Man. Zeb Pearce, your number 30 with Kumbara, I'm a Smart One.
Bathurst competitor we watch, Ben Edwards, riding his 13-year-old mare, Sprite. We'll have a score for you shortly, Ben.
Last competitor number 28, Ben Edwards and Sprite, scoring a 20 for cutout, 58 for horsework, 58.67 for horsework. Another 3 course points, 81.67. Combine it with an 83 out of round 1, that'll be 164.67. 164.67 for Ben Edwards and Sprite. You're now watching competitor number 29, John Mitchell and Chicken Man.
And Hall's Chicken Man is a 13-year-old stallion by Hazelwood Conman out of 49er Chick. He's a winner of open drafts and challenges, including 3 men from Snowy Rivers, and the jockey on board has accompanied him on all of those wins. This is Ladysmith competitor John Mitchell riding Chicken Man. And there's a 4-pointer on the board for you there, John. We'll have a score for John Mitchell's Chicken Man very shortly. Zeb Pearce, you're next in. I'm a Smart One. Sophie Parbury, please stand by on Archer. 32 will be Mick Odden, Mumbulla Perch. 33, Adam Parker, Russ. 34, Kenny L. Beach's Stylish Candy, and 35, Andrew Sheridan and Shero's Traditional Acres. Working in camp now, though, this is competitor number 30, Zeb Pearce and I'm a Smart One.
Last competitor number 29, John Mitchell's Chicken Man, scoring a 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points. Grand total 88 points. 88, put it with an 87 out of round 1. That'll be a 175 round score. 175 points for Chicken Man and John Mitchell. Watching now, outside, competitor number 30, Zeb Pearce with Kumbara, I'm a Smart One. In on camp, please, number 31, Sophie Parbury with Archer. Last competitor number 30, Zeb Pearce. With Kambara, I'm a smart one, scoring a 21 for cut out, 61 for horsework. Another 4 course points there, Zeb. Grand total, 86 points. Put it with a 20.67 out of round 1. That'll be 106.67, 2-round score. For Zeb Pearce, Kambara, I'm a smart one. You're watching now competitor number 31, Sophie Parbury with Archer. Number 32, be ready, McNaughton with Mumbula Perch.
And Archer is a 10-year-old horse by Tass's Robin Hood out of a Playboy Roy mare. He previously placed 5th in this the Willinga Park Gold Buckle in 2021, so we wish them well here today. This is bigger competitor Sophie Parbury riding Archer. Looking for a gate here in the second round to join with a score from yesterday. This is Sophie Parbury. We'll have a score for you shortly, Sophie. McNaughton, we move our attention to you, competitor number 32. Stand by, 33, Adam, Parker and Russ.
Last competitor number 31, Sophie Parbury and Archer, scoring a 21.33 for cut out, 61.67 for horsework. Another 4 course points, grand total 87 points. Put the 87 out of round 2 with an 81.33 out of round 1. That'll be grand total, 2-round score, 168.33. 168.33 points, Sophie Parbury with Archer. Competitor number 32 now, McNaughton with Mumbula Perch. Number 33, Adam Parker with Russ.
Competitor number 32, we watch McNaughton riding Mumbula Perch. Mick comes from Bega. And his entry, Mumbula Perch, is a 12-year-old mare. Mick will be followed by 33, Adam Parker's Russ, stand by 34, Kenny L. Beaches, and Stylish Candy.
Competitor number 32, McNaughton and Mumbula Perch, scoring a 20 for cut out, 61 for horsework. Another 4 course points there, Mick. Grand total 85. Put it with a 19.67 out of yesterday, and you'll get a total of 104.67 points. 104.67 2-round score for McNaughton and Mumbula Perch. You're watching outside now, number 33, Adam Parker with Russ. In on the camp, please. Kenny L. Beaches with Stylish Candy, your number 34. Andrew Sheridan with Sherrow's Traditional Acres, your number 35. Be at the gate. Last competitor number 33, Adam Parker, scoring a 16.33 for cut out. Put it with a 21.33 out of round 1. That'll be grand total 37.67. 37.67 for Adam Parker's Russ. In on camp now, you're watching competitor number 34, Kenny L. Beaches with Stylish Candy. Sherrow, Andrew Sheridan, competitor number 35 with Sherrow's Traditional Acres is next in.
Mafra competitor, Kenny L. Beach, as we watch, riding that lovely mare, Stylish Candy. by one Stylish Pepto, the horse we saw win the round yesterday and has already put one up this morning, and out of a lovely mare called Candace. She's a 6-year-old novice mare, this particular entry. This is Kenny L. Beaches and Stylish Candy, competitor number 34. 35 into the camp, Sherrow's Traditional Acres and Andrew Sheridan. Peter Kaminsky, Just Jim, please stand by at 36. 37, Jared Fitzpatrick, Westbrook Ivory Coast, and 38 will be Hugh and Binia Ideal. Looking for a gate though, competitor number 34, Kenny L. Beaches, that's how you do it, riding Stylish Candy.
Last competitor number 34, Kenny L. Beaches with Stylish Candy, scoring a 21.33 for cutout, 59.67 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 85 points. 85 round 2, 80.67 round 1. That'll be a grand total of 165.67. 165.67 points for Kenny L. Beaches and Stylish Candy. You are now watching competitor number 35, Mr. Andrew Sheridan with Sherrow's Traditional Acres. Number 36, Pete Kaminsky, you be ready with Irvine's Just Jim, and Jared Fitzpatrick, your number 37 with Westbrook Ivory Coast.
On course for Andrew Sheridan, competitor number 35, riding Sherrow's Traditional Acres. This is a stallion by Acres Destiny. He ran third here at Willinga in 2022. We watched Ben Hall and this horse win the Nutrient Shootout also in 2022. But today we watch his owner, Andrew Sheridan, as they negotiate a second peg. This is Andrew Sheridan and Sherrow's Traditional Acres. Competitor number 35. 36, Pete Kaminsky moves into the yard on Irvine's Just Jim. Stand by 37, Jared Fitzpatrick, Westbrook Ivory Coast.
Competitor number 35, Andrew Sheridan with Sherrow's Traditional Acres, scoring 15 for cutout, 61 for horsework. 4 course points, that'll give it a grand total of 80 points. Put it with a 20.67 out of yesterday. That'll be a grand total of 100.67 points. Sherrow's Traditional Acres.
On course, we watch the master Pete Kaminsky riding Irvine's Just Jim, nomination owned by Bryony Puttycombe. Just Jim is a gelding by Soda Justice, out of an Amiga mare. Pete is a 2-time winner of the Willinga Park Gold Buckle, as well as more ACA Open Rider titles than we can count on our fingers and toes. He is the master, and there he does it again. Puts another 4-pointer on the board. Pete Kaminsky and Irvine's Just Jim. We will have a score for you shortly, Pete. 37, Jared Fitzpatrick. Westbrook Ivory Coast are in the yard. 38, Hugh Philp. Stand by, Binia Ideal. 39, David Murphy. Cool as an Acre. 40, you'll see Alex Malloy on Chorley's Mischief. And 41, Toby Roth. Holly.
Last competitor number 36, Pete Kaminsky with Irvine's Just Jim, scoring a 22.67 for cutout, 62.33 for horsework, another 4 course points there, grand total 89 point round. 89, put it with an 88.67 out of round 1. That'll be a 177.67. 177.67 points for Pete Kaminsky with Irvine's Just Jim. Watching now, competitor number 37, Jared Fitzpatrick with Westbrook Ivory Coast. Waiting at the gate or walking into camp, we will have competitor number 38, Hugh Philp with Binia Ideal.
And Westbrook Ivory Coast is a 20-year-old black gelding. multiple open camp draft winner. Putting up a good round here this morning. This is Jared Fitzpatrick and Westbrook Ivory Coast, competitor number 37. Score will come through for you, Jared. We move our attention to Claremont competitor Hugh Philp, riding his stallion Vinia Ideal. Hugh will be followed by David Murphy, 39. Number 40 will be Alex Malloy, and 41, Toby Roth.
Last competitor number 37, Jared Fitzpatrick with Westbrook Ivory Coast, scoring 20.33 for cut out, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 86.33. Put it with an 88 out of round 1, that'll be a 174.33, 174.33 points for Jared Fitzpatrick's Westbrook Ivory Coast. You are now watching Vinia Ideal and Hugh Philp as competitor number 38. 39, Dave Murphy, be on the camp please, with Cool as an Acre. Last competitor number 38, Hugh Philp with Vinia Ideal, scoring a 20.67 for cut out. Unfortunately, no further points there, but got an 88 in round 1, so it'll be grand total 108.67. 108.67 points, Hugh Philp with Vinia Ideal. You are watching now competitor number 39, David Murphy with Cool as an Acre. Number 40, Alex Malloy with all his mischief. Waiting at the gate, please.
Cool as an Acre is a stallion out of Oak Serene. Wonderful mare of Bruce McNaughton's we saw. He's won a maiden and a novice so far. Unfortunately, this morning we can only offer them a cutout score, which will come through on the computer.
Competitor number 39, Dave Murphy, scoring 21 points for the cutout. Put it with an 88.67 from round 1. That'll be grand total 109.67 for David Murphy's Cool as an Acre. Competitor number 40, Alex Malloy. Number 41, Toby Roth with Holly. Number 42, Campbell Value with a Royal Scandal. Competitor number 40, Alex Malloy with Charlie's Mischief, scoring a 21 for the cutout. Put it with a 20 from round 1. That'll be a grand total of 41 points. 41 there for Alex Malloy. In on camp now we have, outside you have competitor number 41, Toby Roth with Holly. In on the camp please, competitor number 42, Campbell Boylo with Royal Scandal, and number 43, Rob Leech with a One Stylish Sugar. Competitor number 41, Toby Roth with Holly, scoring a 19.67 for cutout, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 85.67. Put it with an 83.67 out of round 1, that'll be a grand total 169.33, 169.33 points for Toby Roth's Holly. You are watching now competitor number 42, Campbell Boylo with a Royal Scandal. 43, Robert Leach with One Stylish Sugar. Be at the gate, and Stephen Hart. You're not far away. You are competitor number 44 with the Avon Smooth Spin. Bad luck there. Last competitor number 42, Campbell Boylo with Royal Scandal. Goes out with a no score. With a 19.33 in round 1, they will be the total points, 19.33. In on camp now, when the camp is clear, we will require our competitor number 43, Rob Leach, with One Stylish Sugar. Steve Hart, you're number 44 with the Avon Smooth Spin, and number 45, Sue Willis with Duke's Boot.
Radio looking over his cattle. This is competitor number 43, Rob Leech, riding One Stylish Sugar, a nomination by Chris Cummins. Rob makes his home up there at Atunga. Trains horses out of a lovely facility there. We wish them well. This is Rob Leech and One Stylish Sugar. Steve Hart moves into the yard. Yaven Smooth Spin, number 44. 45, stand by Sue Willis, Duke's Boot. 46 will be Evan Bailey, Mumbula Snook. 47, Matt Holtz, Condoleezza. 48, Steve Kaminsky, Lyra Park Sigma. And 49 will be Cassie Fordham, I'm a Smart Cat.
Better number 43, Rob Leech with One Stylish Sugar, scoring a 21.33 for cutout, 59 for horsework, another 3 course points, grand total 83.33. Put it with a 22 out of round 1, it'll be grand total of 105.33. 105.33 points for Robert Leech and One Stylish Sugar. You're watching now competitor number 44, Stephen Hart with Yaven Smooth Spin. Number 45, be ready, Sue Willis with Duke's Boot.
Yaven Smooth Spin is an open horse, a 7-year-old quarter horse mare out of that wonderful mare, One More Romance, by Smooth as a Cat. She is ridden here today by Stephen Hart, competitor number 44. Made the trip from Gugong. We wish them well. This is competitor number 44, Stephen Hart and Yaven Smooth Spin. Sue Willis moves into the camp, competitor number 45 on Duke's Boot. Stand by 46, Evan Bailey, Mumbula Snook.
Competitor number 44, Steve Hart with a Yaven Smooth Spin, scoring a 21.33 for cut-out, 61 for horsework, another 4 course points. Grand total 86.33. Put it with an 88.34 out of round 1. It'll be a 174.67. 174.67 points for Stephen Hart and Yaven Smooth Spin. You're watching outside now, the competitor number 45, Sue Willis with Duke's Boot. In on camp, competitor number 46, Evan Bailey with Mumbula Snook. Number 47, Matt Holtz with Condoleezza. Number 48, Steve Kaminsky with Lyra Park Sig. Competitor number 45, Sue Willis with Duke's Boot, scoring 21 for cut-out, 58 for horsework, another 3 course points, grand total 82. 82 in round 2, 88 in round 1. It'll be grand total 170. 170 points for Sue Willis and Duke's Boot. In on camp now, competitor number 46, Evan Bailey with Mumbula Snook. Number 47, Matt Holtz, be at the gate with Condoleezza. And number 48, you don't to be far away, Steve Kaminsky with Lyra Park Sigma.
Evan Bailey we watch, competitor number 46, riding Mumbula Snook, owned by Vanessa Todd. Evan comes from Bega, and he's doing a job here. We'll leave that one up to the judges. We'll have a score for you shortly, Evan Bailey and Mumbula Snook, competitor number 46. Matt Holtz is in the camp, competitor number 47 on Condoleezza. 48, standby Stevie Kaminsky, Lyra Park Sigma. 49 will be Cassie Fordham on a Smart Cat. 50, Megan McIntosh, AMAC Melody Man. We'll see Ben Hall at 51 on Chisholm's Cash. And 52, Hugh Miles, Time's Up.
Last competitor number 46, Evan Bailey, scoring a 15 for cutouts, 57 for horsework, another 3 course points there, Evan. Grand total of 75 points, 75 in round 2, 19.67 in round 1. That'll be grand total, 94.67, 2-round score. For Evan Bailey and Mumbula Snook, in on camp now, number 47, Matt Holtz, Condoleezza 48, be at the gate, Stephen Kaminsky with Lyra Park Sigma. And just another mention there, guys, Willinga Park, I'd like to thank very much the generous people for their time and their expertise in organising this year's quality cattle throughout. They can't be done, just owning them is not enough. You do need to have them ready here. So we'd like to thank Brett Petty, Jack Ridley, Scott Shea, Mick Woods and Pat Cleary for being in charge of that and their help through all of that, getting the cattle organised, getting them here, making sure they're ready here for your competition. So a very big thank you from Willinga Park and all the competitors for organising that, you guys. Thank you very much.
On course for Matt Holtz and Condoleezza, entry owned by Kooyong Pastoral. Condoleezza is a 10-year-old novice mare, piloted here by Burrum Buttock competitor Matthew Holtz. In case you missed it, folks, this was last year's winner. This jockey, rather, was last year's winner of this Willinga Park Gold Buckle, and I bet he'd like to do it again this year. This is Matthew Holtz, competitor number 47, riding Condoleezza on behalf of Kooyong Pastoral. Into the camp, 48, Steve Kaminsky, Lyra Park Sigma, standby 49, Cassie Fordham, and I'm a Smart Cat.
Last competitor number 47, Matt Holtz and Condoleezza, scoring a 20 for cut-out, 61 for horsework, another 4 course points there, Matt. Grand total, 85 points. 85 round 2, 89 in round 1. That'll be a 1-7-4-2 round score. Matt Holtz, 174 points for Condoleezza and Matt Holtz. You're watching outside now, competitor number 48, Steve Kaminsky with Lyra Park Sigma. In on camp, please, 49, Cassie Fordham with I'm a Smart Cat. Last competitor number 48, Steve Kaminsky with Lyra Park Sigma, scoring 20 for cut-out, 59.33 for horsework, another 4 course points. Grand total, 83.33. Put it with a 71.33 out of round 1. That'll be 154.67. 154.67 for Steve Kaminsky, Lyra Park Sigma.
Tamworth competitor we watch, competitor number 49, Cassie Fordham, riding I'm a Smart Cat. I'm a Smart Cat is 12-year-old entry by Intra Catalina, won the AQHA Q22 Ladies. and also has won 3 novices. Unfortunately today, Cass, we can only offer you a cutout score for Cassie Fordham and I'm a Smart Cat.
Last competitor number 49, Cassie Fordham, and I'm a Smart Cat, scoring a 21 point cutout. Put it with a 20.67 out of round 1. That'll be grand total, a 41.67 2-round score for Cassie Fordham and I'm a Smart Cat. Competitor number 50, Megan McIntosh with AMAC Melody Man. Ben Hall, you're number 51 with Chisholm's Cash and Huey Miles. Don't be far away, you are competitor number 52 with Time's Up.
AMAC Melody Man we watch on Megan McIntosh. Melody Man is a gelding by Conman out of Bruce McNaughton's Melody. Came through the Nurturing Classic concept. This is AMAC Melody Man and Warrior competitor Megan McIntosh. And she's done it again. We'll have a score for you shortly, Meeks. Megan McIntosh and AMAC Melody Man. Ben Hall moves into the yard, competitor number 51 on Chisholm's Cash. Stand by 52, Hugh Miles, Time's Up.
Competitor number 50, Megan McIntosh with AMAC Melody Man, scoring 21.33 for cutout, 61 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 86.33. Put it with an 88.67 out of round 1, Megan. That'll give you a grand total, nice score of 175. 175 points for Megan McIntosh with AMAC Melody Man. You're watching now in camp, selecting the cattle. Mr. Ben Hall, he is competitor number 51 with Chisholm's Cash. Hugh Miles, you be ready. You're number 52 with Time's Up.
So for those following along on the live stream, every 25 cattle we have a fresh yard, and every 100 we drag the arena. So Ben has received a fresh pen of cattle there that he's looking over on his entry, owned by himself and his mum Chrissy, Chisholm's Cash. Chisholm's Cash is a bay mare by R.S. Chisholm. She's an open mare and is in fact 10 years old. Last weekend up at the Paradise Lagoons camp draft, she won the Rockhampton Open, turned around, backed it up and won the Champion of Champions. So a well-performed mare, definitely in form, and the jockey on her back, he's always in form as well. So this is Ben Hall, made the trip down from Muddaborough and is riding the R.S. Chisholm mare in Chisholm's Cash. On course proper for Muddaborough competitor Ben Hall and Chisholm's Cash, riding Chris and Ben Hall's entry. Ben will be followed by 52, Hugh Miles, Time's Up. 53, Simon Birch, Errington Susie Q. It's 54, Sam Hewkins on Quest. And 55, we'll see Ben McNaughton, Melody's Chick. Right now, though, you are watching the current ACA Open Rider of the Year, Mr. Ben Hall, riding Chisholm's Cash.
Last competitor, competitor number 51, Ben Hall, Chisholm's Cash, scoring 20 for cutout, 59.33 for horsework, another 4 course points. Grand total, 83.33. Put it with an 87 out of round 1, that'll be a 170.33. 170.33 points for Ben Hall's Chisholm's Cash. You were just witness. Hugh Miles as competitor number 52 put one straight through the gate with times up. Waiting at the gate now, we should have 53. Simone Birch with Eriton Susie Q. Last competitor, competitor number 52, Hugh Miles with times up, 21.33 for cutout, 62.33 for horsework. Another 4 course points, grand total 87.66. Put it with an 88.67 out of round 1. Hughie, that will give you a nice score, 176.33 with times up. Hugh Miles, times up, 176.33. You are watching outside now. Simone Birch with Eriton. Susie Q is competitor number 53. 54, Sam Hookins with Quest.
And Errington Susie Q, owned and ridden by Simone Birch, is an 11-year-old mare by Voodoo. She was purchased out of the Landmark Nutrient sale. She's a consistent mare, winning maiden and novices. She's got a big heart. And we watch her owner, competitor number 53, Simone Birch, putting one through there. We'll have a score for you shortly, Simone. Sam Hukins, you're next in, 54. Stand by 55, Ben McNaughton.
Last competitor, competitor number 53, Simone Birch with Eriton Susie Q, scoring 21.67 for cutout, 60 for horsework. Another 4 course points, grand total 85.67. Put it with an 86 out of round 1, that'll be a 171.672 round score for Simone Birch. In on camp now, you are watching competitor number 54, Sam Hukins with Quest, and number 55, Ben McNaughton. You be ready with Melody's Chick and Ben Madeham. Don't be far away, you are number 56 with Augustus.
Bigger competitor we watch, Sam Hukins on Quest. Quest is a 13-year-old mare. She is by Heatwave and has won a maiden. So makes his home down there at Bega. Ben McNaughton moves into the camp, competitor number 55 on Melody's Chick. Stand by 56, Ben Madeham on Augustus. 57 will be Nada Grover, Must Be Kitty Baloo. And 58, Troy Palmer, Who's Divine. On course though, this is competitor number 54, Sam Hukins and Quest, owned by Neil Hukins.
Last competitor, competitor number 54, Sam Hukins with Quest, scoring a further 20 points. 20 points for the cutout, put it with an 81 out of round 1. That'll be 101, a 2-round score. 101 points for Sam Hukins and Quest. In camp now, selecting the cattle is competitor number 55, Ben McNaughton with Melody's Chick. Waiting at the gate will be number 56, Ben Madeham and Augustus, and number 57 will be Nada Grover with A Must Be Kitten Baloo. And number 58, Troy Palmer and Who's Divine. 59, Mr. Wyatt Young with Hard Wired. Like we mentioned, we're just about to watch competitor number 55, Ben McNaughton with Melody's Chick.
Betty Melody's Chick is owned by Bruce McNaughton. She's out of that lovely mare he had in Melody Oak. Melody Chick is an open mare, campaigned here by the ever-capable Ben McNaughton. Previous winner of the Grandfather Clock at Chinchilla. He won a classic up there in the Nutrien concept early on, and he's had a good weekend so far. This is my friend Ben McNaughton. Makes his home out of Walker with his lovely wife Laura. 4-pointer on the board to start the day. Naughty, good job. We'll have a score for you shortly.
Last competitor number 55, Ben McNaughton with Melody's Chick, scoring 21.67 for cut out, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points there, Ben. Grand total 87.67. 21.33 in round 1, so combined score, 2-round score, 109 neat points. 109 there, Ben McNaughton with Melody's Chick. In on camp now, you are watching is competitor number 56, Ben Madeham. His nomination in Augustus. 57, Nadia Grover with Must Be Kitty Bailey. Number 58 will be Troy Palmer's Who's Divine. Last competitor number 56, Ben Madeham with Augustus, scoring a 21 points. 21 for the cutout there, Ben. Put that with an 86.67 out of round 1. That'll give you a grand total of 107.67. 107.67 points for Ben Madeham and Augustus. Competitor number 57, Nadia Grover with Must Be Kitten Bailey. It's number 57. 58, Troy Palmer. You'll be next in with Who's Divine.
Nadia Grover, we watch, competitor number 57, riding Must Be Kitty Bailey, a novice stock horse mare by McNamara Refund, bred and owned by Nada herself. They've made the trip down from Biggendon. Unfortunately today, Nada, we can't add to your score from yesterday, much more than a cutout. We'll have that for you shortly.
Last competitor number 57, Nadia Grover, scoring a 20.33 for cutout. Put it with an 83 out of round 1. That'll be grand total 103.33 for Nadia Grover and Must Be Kitty Bailey. In on camp now, you are watching Mr. Troy Palmer. He is competitor number 58 with the nomination in Who's Divine. Waiting at the gate, number 59, Wyatt Young and Hard Wide. And number 60 will be Lisa Pocklington with Cats and Tats.
Yeah, here she is, a previous Warwick Gold Cup winner. This is Who's Divine, entry owned by Mr. Terry Snow, ridden in this case by Troy Palmer. Who's Divine is a 14-year-old mare by Who's Top Cat out of Divine Miss Ray. As I mentioned, she won a Gold Cup up there in 2017 with jockey Troy Palmer. We watch her here in the second round of the Willinga Park Gold Buckle. We wish them well. This is Troy Palmer riding Terry Snow's entry, Who's Divine. 59, Wyatt Young, you're in the yard, hard wired. Stand by 60, Lisa Pocklington, Cats and Tats.
Competitor number 58, Troy Palmer, with Who's Divine, scoring 22.33 for cutout, 61 for horsework, another 4 course points there, Troy. Grand total 87.33. How about we put that with an 88.33 out of yesterday? That'll be a 175.67. 175.67 points for Who's Divine and Troy Palmer. You're watching outside now, competitor number 59, Wyatt Young with Hard Wired.
Yeah, Tamworth competitor we watch, Wyatt Young, riding hard wide. We've seen him put a lot of cattle around already this week. Wyatt makes his home up there at Tamworth. Trains horses out of a facility there. He's a previous world champion winner. He's an ABCRA novice title and all sorts of things. And he's just added another 4-pointer to his accolades here at the Willinga Park Gold Buckle second round. Score will come through for you, Earp.
Competitor number 59, White Young, hard wide, scoring 22 for cut out, 61.67 for horsework, another 4 course points there, White. 87.67, and we put it with an 86 out of round 1. That'll be a 173. 173.67 points for White Young and hard wide. You're watching now competitor number 60, Lisa Pocklington with Cats and Tats. In on camp now, we should have competitor number 61, Jonathan Shen with Boone, and number 62, Fiona Gordon and Nova. Andrew Turvey, don't be far away. You are competitor number 63 with Ruby. Last competitor, competitor number 60, Lisa Pocklington with Cats and Tats, scoring at 21 points. 21 for the cutout, put it with a 75 out of round 1. It'll be a 2-round score of 96 points, 96-point round for Lisa Pocklington with Cats and Tats. In on camp now, number 61, Jonathan Shen with Boone, waiting at the gate, number 62, Fiona Gordon and Nova. Last competitor, competitor number 61, Jonathan Shen with Boone, scoring a 20-point cutout. With the 20 points with an 81.33 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total, a 2-round score of 101.33 points. 101.33 for Jonathan Shen and Boone. You are watching now competitor number 62, Fiona Gordon with Nova. Turv, your number 63, you're next in with Ruby, number 64, Brett Welsh with Annie's Gift, and number 65, Tim McLaughlin with Bonara, Bon Voyage, and number 66, Kate Stokes with Tactic.
On course for competitor number 62, Fiona Gordon, riding Nova. Fiona comes from Burrum Buttock and rides her 10-year-old gelding, Nova. Andrew Turvey moves into the yard, stand by 64, Brett Welsh, Annie's Gift.
Last competitor, competitor number 62, Fiona Gordon and Nova, scoring a 21 for cutout, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points. That'll be a grand total, 87 points. Put it with a 21.67 out of round 1. That'll be 108.67. 108.67, Fiona Gordon and Nova. You are now watching competitor number 63, Mr. Andrew Turvey with Ruby.
And Ruby is a 15-year-old Acres Destiny mare. She's a novice mare and she is owned by Banjo Turvey. Big shout out to Banjo and Winnie. They'd be watching the live stream from up there at Wandoan. Andrew and his wife Courtney look after Joanda Plains for Terry Snow and the Willinga Park team. And we'll be up that way later in the year for another great event hosted by the Willinga Park crew. This is Andrew Turvey riding Banjo Turvey's entry, Ruby, competitor number 63. 64 moves in the yard, Brett Welsh, Annie's Gift. Stand by 65, Tim McLaughlin. Then we'll see you, Kate Stokes, number 66 on Tactic. There you go, Turv. Score will come through for Andrew Turvey riding Ruby.
Last competitor, Andrew Turvey, competitor number 63 with the Ruby, scoring 16.67 for cut out, 60 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 80.67. Put it with a 14.67 out of yesterday's score, out of yesterday's round. It'll be a 2-round score of 95.33. 95.33 for Andrew Turvey and Ruby. You are now watching Mr. Brett Welsh as competitor number 64 with his nomination in Annie's Gift. Tim McLaughlin, you be ready. You are number 65 with Banara Bon Voyage, and number 66, Kate Stokes with Tactic. 67, Harry Larnick, don't be far away with Exie. The last competitor number 64, Brett Welsh with Annie's Gift, scoring a 20.33 for cut-out, 61.33 for horsework, another 4 course points there, Bretto. 85.66. You put it with an 85.34 out of yesterday, and that'll give you a 171. 171 points for Brett Welsh and Annie's Gift. You are now watching competitor number 65, Tim McLaughlin with Banara Bon Voyage.
And Banara Bon Voyage is a 16-year-old gelding by Docs Bon Jovi out of Banara Hope. He finalled in the Warwick Gold Cup and Cloncurry Stockman's Challenge. He's a winner of 3 open drafts, but unfortunately today, Tim, all we can add to your score is a cutout for round 2 in the Gold Buckle. We'll have that shortly. 66 moves into the camp. Kate Stokes and Tactic. Stand by 67, Harry Larnick on Exie. 68 will be Pete Kaminsky, Sultan Cat. 69, Bo Butel, Con One More. And Dean Norton will go on Binia Obama at 70. In camp now, we are watching Bowen competitor Kate Stokes riding Tactic. Bad luck, Cooko. Unfortunately for Kate Stokes and Tactic, we can add a cutout score to hers as well. We'll update the computers and give you some feedback. Competitor number 67, Harry Larnick's in the camp now on Exie. Harry will be followed by 68, Pete Kaminsky, Sultan Cat. 69 is Ubo Botel, and 70 is Dean Norton.
Last competitor number 65, previous competitor, Tim McLaughlin, competitor number 65 with Banara Bon Voyage, scoring a 20 for the cutout. Put it with an 81.33 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total 101.33. Competitor number 66, Kate Stokes with Tactic, scoring a 20 for cutout. Put it with a 87 out of round 1. That'll be 107 points, 107 2-round score for Kate Stokes and Tactic. You are now watching competitor number 67, Harry Larnick with Exie. In on camp, please, waiting at the gate will be number 68, Pete Kaminsky with Salt and Cat. Number 69 will be BoBo Tell with Con One More.
This is Harry Larnick, competitor number 67. Harry makes his home at Rockley, over there near Bathurst. On this occasion, he's riding his open gelding in Exie.
Last competitor, competitor number 67, Harry Larnick with Exie, scoring a 22 for cut out, 50.67 for horsework, another 3 course points there, Harry. Grand total 75.67. 75.67, put it with an 82.33 out of round 1. That'll be a 158 round score. 158 2-round score for Harry Larnick and Exie. You are now witnessing competitor number 68. Mr. Pete Kaminsky with Sultan Cat. 69 at the gate, BoBo Tell with Con One More.
Sultan Cat is owned by Jeremy Storia. He is a cat in a hat gelding, novice horse and consistently making finals. The jockey in the saddle is none other than PJ Kaminsky, who makes his home up there at Nebo. Celebrated and decorated camp drafter and doing a good job here looking for a second peg on Jeremy Storia's entry, Salt and Cat.
Last competitor, competitor number 68, Pete Kaminsky and Sultan Cat, scoring 21 for cutout, 61.67 for horsework, another 4 course points, 86.67 points, put it with an 84.33 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total, a 2-round score of 171. 171 points for Pete Kaminsky and Sultan Cat. You're watching now competitor number 69, BoBo Tell, with his nomination in Con One More. Dean Norton, you be ready at the gate. You are competitor number 70 with Binia Obama.
Folks, we'll just have a short break. We're just going to pull up for a second with how ambulance service is otherwise occupied. So we'll just take a 5-minute break while we attend to the needs over here in the other arena. We'll be right back with you.
The last competitor, competitor number 69, BoBo Tell with Con One More, scoring at 20 points for the cutout. 20 points, with an 82.33 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total, 102.33 points, 102.33 for BoBo Tell. Next competitor will be competitor number 70, Dean Norton with Binia Obama.
Take it past the county line, start a big bonfire out where the cops won't see. And do the lasso, pull me real close, put your hands on your hips and dance real slow. Do the lasso, spin them around, do the 2-step and dip them on down. Up and down like a sea.
Hi, I'm Terry Snow. Welcome to the Gold Buckle Camp Draft. I hope that after such long travels to get here, that you enjoy yourselves and enjoy the sport of camp drafting and meeting your fellow countrymen. And it's wonderful to see country people here to meet the people from the coast. I hope you have a good time. There's big prize money, and thank you for coming.
Hi, I'm Eric Lowry, veterinary surgeon at Willinga Park. Willinga Park Vet Hospital aspires to be one of the best hospitals in Australia, provides a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week emergency and aftercare service. Our team of highly qualified staff is dedicated to offering a personalised and compassionate veterinary service, utilising state-of-the-art technology within the vet hospital. The vet hospital is furnished with sophisticated diagnostic, medical and surgical equipment, as well as exclusive stables and an intensive care unit which features a very extensive reproductive line with the best laboratory facilities. Our ambition at Willinga Park is to provide equine excellence to every horse discipline.
Dan here with Jordan. How are you doing here, Jordan?
A little bit chilly, but that's okay. Doing pretty well other than that. So.
Have you had a couple of runs today?
Not yet. My first horse is about to go, and then this horse is about 30 runs later.
So they've got you jammed in the back end, but I also know with a little bit of information we talked earlier that you've actually got some horses here with Pete Kaminsky. How have they done today?
They're the 2 runs about to happen, so I've sort of put PJ on them because he's a bit more experienced than I am, and then I'll just have a little run in the ladies.
All right, so is there any words of wisdom that you've given Pete to help him, guide him around the course? Does he need any help? I know he's won it twice. I spoke to Bryony earlier. Bryony put a little bit of pressure on him with her horse Jim. She told him that if he doesn't come up with the goods, that she was going to find another jockey, which I thought was pretty harsh on him, but he rose to the occasion and had a good run on him. Are you giving Pete any feedback prior to him going in there and showing your horses?
Look, sometimes we have a bit of a chat, but PJ has been very consistent today. I think he's put everything he's had round so far, so I'm letting him do his thing. He's got it pretty covered so far, so hopefully we'll follow in the same suit.
Is this your first time to Willinga?
No, we came down last year was the first time we bought horses, and then the year before that we came for a bit of a look and really enjoyed it, so been back ever since.
What was your first impression when you drove through the gates of Willinga for that first time?
It's just an incredible facility. A lot of my friends have been here for the dressage before, so I'd heard a lot about it before we got down, and it surpassed all my expectations, so yeah, very impressive.
So you are a disciplined jumper. You have jumped from dressage, is that right, into camp drafting?
Yes, from show horses. So it's very different, but enjoying this a lot more.
So what made you make the change?
We had thoroughbreds, and to get them ready for the early shows, we're in North Queensland, so just the climate, we couldn't get them looking well enough, and they ended up in stables down south, and I'd just fly in for the big shows, and I messed up a championship workout, and Mum said, you probably need to sit on something at home in the meantime. So we ended up with our first camp drafter. I think we've got 7 now and no hacks, so well and truly converted.
So you've done a complete backflip. We've talked about it before on these interviews that camp drafting is the largest and fastest growing equine sport. It's surpassed eventing, and it's the largest behind racing. So it's as far as recreational sports, it's number 1. So I guess that's a testament to your story to say that you've come across and you've get into camp drafting. What do you love most about camp drafting?
The people, I think, and also you're competing against yourself. You're sort of competing against everyone else, but if you have a really good run, you're satisfied, and it's not all about winning as much as you want to. It's about bettering your horse and yourself and putting one round and getting a 90.
90, there you go. All right, no pressure, Pete. Just get a 90 and Geordie will be happy. The question I've been asking nearly everybody that we've interviewed here so far is, what would it mean to you for one of your horses to win the Ringers Western Gold Buckle Camp Draft Championship?
I think it'd be very special. It's definitely one of the biggest, and I mean, it's the best horses in the country, so to have that buckle at the end of the day would be a pretty big achievement, and very happy with the horses.
There you go. All right, well, good luck, and hopefully Pete can put your horses around, and also you can get a little bit of luck in the ladies, and hopefully we'll see you in the finals.
Thank you.
I saw the light in a sunrise, sitting back in a 40 on the muddy riverside, getting baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running. Saved by the sound of a pin-found Dixie whistle in the wind that'll get you heaven bound. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country.
Dan Steers here with Sarah Cookson, the stud manager for Willinga. How's the show been going so far for you?
Yeah, really good, Dan. I think the cattle are exceptional this year, and I think that there's been some really good runs, and yeah, can't wait for the rest of the week.
And you got a horse here I recognise a little bit. Can you tell me a bit about her?
This is Pure Vale Tell Us I'm Smooth. She's as smooth as a cat mare out of a Tell Us Again mare that Hugh Miles bred, and we purchased her last year, and Troy Palmer's won a draft on her at Cooler last year, so yeah, I've commandeered her, and have had a bit of success on her lately, but yeah, really enjoying the opportunity to ride her, so yeah, I appreciate that from Terry and Jeanette Snow.
And you haven't had a ride on her yet today, but you've had some prior. Last year you had an exceptional show. Are you hoping to sort of back that form up?
Yeah, I'd love to sort of even do a bit better. I was just out of the placings last year, so yeah, it'd be really nice to keep around it and yeah, hopefully get a ribbon. But no, I think consistency is the key here. You didn't need to keep putting them around, and no, I think that's sort of what I'm aiming to do at the moment.
So it's not like all the other riders who sort of, I guess, have to travel a long way to get here. You actually live here and work for Willinga. Do you feel like you get an advantage with being a home ground?
I think, I guess, knowing the ground and knowing how the cattle run, that comes from sort of coming here multiple years and even having a few runs of my own at home. But yeah, I think the advantage is that the horses don't have to travel. But yeah, I did go to Cowra last weekend just to try and get some runs on the board to bring some form here. But yeah, I think being the home ground is definitely an advantage for sure.
And for us who just travel in and, you know, might have only been here a few times or a handful of times, I mean, we just get amazed every time we, you know, turn up and you see something new and it's just so picturesque and beautiful and, you know, the facilities are amazing. What's it like living here? Do you sort of sometimes pinch yourself, or do you actually sort of get used to it? What's it like?
No, every morning I drive through those gates and I think, yeah, wow, this is where I work. This is a place I turn up to every morning. It's sort of, it always gets you sort of to think that this has been purpose built, and when I walk into that brand new hospital, it's amazing, and I feel really privileged to work here and be a part of the team.
So you just mentioned the hospital, so you've got a lot to do with the breeding and you know, also you know, like we said, stud managing, you know, Terry's horses. Is the goal really to have a horse here that's been homebred that actually wins the Gold Cup? Is that the aim?
Yeah, I think all of Terry's horses, he'd love to see any of them win, the ones that he's acquired, but I think the piece de resistance would be for something that we've bred here in the breeding program, something that we've sort of put a lot of effort into and worked hard to try and source the semen and all of those things. Like, if that comes off and we can get something to win the gold buckle with that, that would be the ultimate, yeah.
It would be unreal. There's a couple of questions I've been asking nearly all the riders that we've been interviewing. One of those is, it's a different format here. It's the 3 judges and it's the 2 rounds into a clean slate semi-final. Do you have a strategy? Does it change, you know, how you would normally show a horse being the clean slate?
I think it makes you believe that consistency is most important initially. You need to get the runs on the board. You need to be consistently putting scores down and getting into that semi-final, and then it's just everybody's got to go for it then. You've got to hit those straps and get for the 90 then, so that you can get back into the final, and then anyone's game.
Yeah, it makes it really exciting for anyone who wants to turn up and come here and watch the event, knowing that once you get that semi-final, everyone is really, it's like a final, but then you get an extra final coming into the final round. The last question I'll ask you is, what would it mean to you to win the Ringers Western Gold Buckle Championship? It'd mean the world. I think growing up doing the sport, doing it since I was 7 years old, and being a part of a family that are all here competing, and then coming to work at Willinga and being immersed in it again, that's, to me, it's the ultimate for sure. And it would be awesome too, in the fact that, like you just mentioned, it is a family sport, and you know, to be in it with your family and to win it, I think would also be the ultimate for the sport. Well, good luck, Sarah, and hopefully we'll see you in the final.
Thanks very much, appreciate it.
through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red light, I could run through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red
Rightio competitors, we are actually going to recommence. We'll have a short break in a little moment when the ambulance arrives, but we are going to recommence. The team have it under control over here. So we are up to competitor number 70, Dean Norton. Our judges are making their way back into position. Can we confirm that the announcer's box is being heard? Thank you. Thanks. So that's the plan, folks. We're going to recommence now. So Dean Norton, if you can find your way back into the yard, please. Riding Binia Obama, number 70. 71 will be Casey Cambridge, Coolum Bullseye. 72, Kevin Cooper's Gina. 73, William Chugg and Bailey's Hooligan. And 74, Kylie Cuthbertson and Smooth Rays. Big thank you to our medical support team. They're looking after our patient there, and we will recommence the drafts. Our judges are making their way back into position. Scorers are back where they need to be. We'll get a little nod on the two ways from them, and we'll be back underway here. A couple of blokes ready to go back on the gates. Thanks, Scotty and team. We won't be too far off a restart. This is competitor number 70, Dean Norton, riding Binia Obama. Dan comes to us from Lake Cargillago. Into the camp, 71, Casey Cambridge on Bullseye. 72, Kevin Cooper, please stand by. Likewise, 73, William Chugg and Bailey's Hooligan.
Last competitor, competitor number 70, Dean Norton with Binia Obama, scoring 21 for camp. For cutout, 61 for horsework, another 4 course points. Grand total, 86 points. 86, put it with a 20.67 out of round 1. It'll be a 2-round score of 106.67 points for Binia Obama and Dean Norton. In on camp now, you're watching competitor number 71, Casey Cambridge with Coolumburg Bullseye. Number 72, Kevin Cooper and Gina. And number 73, William Chugg with Bailey's Hooligan. 74 will be Kylie Cuthbertson with A Smooth Raise.
Casey Cambridge, we watch competitor number 71, riding Bullseye. This horse was bred by John Coates. He's a 6-year-old gelding, and they're heading around there looking for a gate. Competitor number 71, Casey Cambridge and Coolumurt Bullseye. Kevin Cooper moves into the yard. On Gina, stand by 73, Will Chugg and Hooligan.
But last competitor number 71, Casey Cambridge with a Coolumburg Bullseye, scoring a 19 for cutout, 61.67 for horsework, another 4 course points, grand total 84.67. Put it with an 18.33 out of round 1, that'll be grand total. A neat score, 103, 103 2-round score for Casey Cambridge. In on camp now, you're watching competitor number 72, Kevin Cooper with Gina. Waiting at the gate, William Chugg with Bailey's Hooligan. Number 73, Kylie Cuthbertson with A Smooth Raise. Last competitor number 72, Kevin Cooper with Gina, scoring 20 points for cutout. Put him with the 21 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total of 41, 2-round score. 41 points for Kevin Cooper and Gina. You're watching now competitor number 73, William Chugg with Bailey's Hooligan. Be at the gate, please. Number 74, Kylie Cuthbertson with A Smooth Raise. Reece England, you'll be riding Binia Verena with a competitor number 75. Mark Buttsworth, you don't be far away. You're number 76 with One Stylish Madonna.
William Chugg, we watch. He comes to us from Wandoan up there in Queensland. Makes his home at Juanda Plains, part of the team that... The Willinga team up in Queensland. Will Chugg rides Bailey's Hooligan, an impressive Destiny gelding. Unfortunately, though, Will, we can only offer you a cutout score to add to your score from yesterday. Kylie Cuthbertson, you're in the camp. Number 74, riding Smooth Race. Stand by 75, Reece England, Binia Verena.
Well, last competitor number 73, William Chugg with Bailey's Hooligan, scoring a 21 points. Put it with the 85.33 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total of 106.33 for William Chugg. 106.33, 2-round score for Bailey's Hooligan. You're watching now in on camp, competitor number 74, Kylie Cuthbertson with A Smooth Raise. Reece England, you be ready. You are number 75 with Binia Verena. Well, last competitor number 74, Kylie Cuthbertson with Smooth Raise, scoring a further 20 points. Put it with a 20.33 out of round 1. That'll be a total 2-round score, 40.33 points. In on camp now, you have competitor number 75, Reece England with Binia Verena. Waiting at the gate, number 76, Mark Buttsworth with One Stylish Madonna. And number 77, Zane Haberman, you be ready with A Stylish Swift.
So in camp we have competitor number 75, Reece England, riding Philip England's entry, Binia Verena, sorry. Verena is a 10-year-old mare by Impressive Destiny out of Binia Serena. She was purchased out of the Nutrient Classic as a 2-year-old and has been drafted along by Reece and his family, winning the Cobar Performance Horse Maiden in 2021, a big maiden up there at one of our partners, Cobar Performance Horses, up at Tamworth. Reece himself, a decorated cowboy and a camp drafter with great success. This is Reece England, number 75, riding Binia Verena. Mark Buttsworth, One Stylish Madonna, you're next. 7-7, Zane Haberman, standby on Stylish Swift. 78 is out, so Susan Donastis, you will follow Zane Haberman. Number 80 will be Adam Wheeler's Highland View Sue. 81, Sarah Nichols, Stylish as Hell. And 82 will be Billy Carey, Fully Loaded. On course proper though, this is cooler competitor, Reece England, riding the England family's entry in Binia Verena.
The last competitor number 75, Reece England with Binia Verena, scoring 21.33 for cutout, 52.33 for horsework, another 3 course points there, Reece. Total 76.66. Put it with the 16 out of round 1. That'll be a grand total. 2-round score 92.67. In on camp now, selecting his beast. He's number 76, Mr. Mark Buttsworth with One Stylish Madonna. Waiting at the gate, 77, Zane Haberman with Stylish Swift. 78 is out, so 79, Susan Donastis. You be ready, please, with Lily Roan.
On course for Kingaroy competitor Mark Buttsworth, riding One Stylish Madonna on behalf of Chris Cummins. Mark and this mare's father currently lead the competition. One Stylish Pepto this mare is by. Following Butsy, we will have 77 Zane Haberman, Stylish Swift. There'll be 78 is out, so 79 Susan Donastis, Lily Roan. You will follow Zane. 80 will be Adam Wheeler, and 81 Sarah Nichols on Stylish as Hell. But there you go, folks. Another one on the board for Mark Buttsworth and One Stylish Madonna. An entry owned by Chris Cummins. Score will come through for you, Butsy.
The last competitor number 76, Mark Buttsworth with One Stylish Madonna, scoring a 22.33 for cutout, 63.67 for horsework. Another 4 course points, Butsy. That'll be a 90-point round. You put that with an 88 out of round 1. That is a 178, 178.2 round score for Mark Buttsworth and One Stylish Madonna. You're watching now competitor number 77, Zane Haberman with Stylish Swift. 78 is out, so 79, Susan Donastis on the camp, please, with Lily Roan.
And Habbo is putting another one around on another One Stylish Pepto mare. This is a 9-year-old mare by Stylish, owned by Kerry and Zane up there at Springshaw. Good job, Habbo. We'll have a score for you shortly.
The Last competitor number 77, Zane Haberman with Stylish Swift, scoring 22 for cat out, 61.67 for horsework, another 4 course points. Grand total 87.67. Put it with a 20 out of round 1. That'll be 107.67. 2-round score, 107.67 for Zane Haberman. Stylish Swift. $78 is out, so we'll have one beast removed and we'll move straight along. $79, Susan Donastis with a Lily Roan. Adam Wheeler, you are number 80, be at the gate with Highland View Sue. And number 81, Sarah Nichols, Stylish as Hell. Don't be far away.
So while we remove that beast from the camp, competitors, just a bit of a courtesy notification. We've had a couple of injuries across the course of the last 24 hours, so we have got some rider substitutions happening in this second round, which we'd like to notify you about, which have been approved by our judges. So just for an awareness thing, more than anything, Arizona, owned and previously ridden by Peter Cookson, will be substituted with Sarah Cookson. Ripple, owned and ridden by Peter Cookson, will be substituted by Kate Cookson, and Alice Fitzpatrick's entry, Royal Red Pepto, will be ridden later in the day by Jared Fitzpatrick. So just just a courtesy update there to let you know there will be some rider substitutions. They have been approved by our judges, and just keeping you all in the loop there. So in camp now, we do watch competitor number 79, Susan Donastis and Lily Roan. Susan will be followed by 80, Adam Wheeler and Highland Sue.
You're watching competitor number 79, Susan Donastis with Little Lily Roan. At the conclusion of this particular run, we will take a short break. We have the ambulance coming in, so we will take a short break. We will roll and redo the ground after this run. Competitors, so we will have another short break at the conclusion of this run, at the conclusion of Susan Donastis at competitor number 79. At the conclusion of this run, we will have a short break. And we will, just give that ground the magnificent surface, the roll and rake and water, and then we'll be back fairly shortly with competitor number 80, Adam Wheeler, with Highland View Sue.
Righto, Susie Donastis we watch. She rides Lily Roan and has made the trip down from Yarraman up there in Queensland. Lily Roan is a 12-year-old Acres Destiny mare. She's an open mare and is a joy to have on the truck, a valued part of Susie's team. They are competitor number 79 here, Susan Donastis and Lily Roan. As Beardy said, we're going to take advantage of the break that we're about to take. We're going to roll. Macca's going to take care of our ground for us so we can roll through this next block of horses. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate all the help from the competitors making this morning flow as smoothly as we can. This is competitor number 79, Susan Donastis, Lily Roan, and we will have a break and drag and prep the arena. The ambulance will do what they need to do. Big thank you to our team working diligently over there, the healthcare team. And we'll be back with you.
Last competitor, competitor number 79, Susan Dynastis with Lily Roan, scoring a 15.67 for cutout. Put it with an 83 out of round one. That'll be a 98.67 two-round score. So 98.67 two-round score for Susan Dynastis and Lily Roan. As mentioned, we'll just take that short break. We'll give the surface a small bit of attention, and we'll be back very shortly with competitor number 80, Adam Wheeler, with Highland View Sue. 81 will be Sarah Nichols with Stylish as Hell.